Numbers don't lie. There is the picture of His Excellency the President William Ruto. President William Ruto's upbeat claims about the economy are now clashing with his own data. The latest government survey lays bare a slowdown he has repeatedly downplayed, with economic growth slowing to 4.6%. Key sectors losing momentum and external shocks tightening the squeeze. Job creation is still falling short of Ruto's pledge to deliver 1 million jobs a year, while fuel-driven inflation is creeping up again, adding pressure on households already strained by high living costs. The numbers puncture the narrative of resilience and expose an economy drifting off course, turning his central claim into a growing political liability ahead of 2027. Yikes. Indeed, the numbers don't lie. So what does it look like now? What are we talking about? Sectors that registered slower growth, 4.4% in 2024, down to 2.8% in 2025. Agriculture slowed. And we've been told, we brought, what's that thing called? Fertilizer. And so what we did is that we ensured that we reduced the cost of farm inputs. Yeah, well, the numbers don't lie. Manufacturing, 3% up in 2024, down 2% in 2025, eased to 2% from 3%. Transport and storage dipped to 3.7% from 4.3%. Accommodation and food services fell sharply to 15.6% from 25.9%.
That's crazy. That's like over 10%.
Yes, it is.
It's like 10% fall.
Yep.
And we're having affordable housing. So then one asks the question, if it's affordable and if you're trying to control the market, then why are we not seeing people take more accommodation? Pesa mfukoni is a mirage, man.
ICT slowed to 4.8% from 7.3%.
We were building digital superhighway.
Yeah.
One would hope that even with ICT hubs in markets, as has been said, we would see the numbers go up. But numbers, again, don't lie. Me, I'm just checking.
Financial services and insurance eased to 6.5% from 7.5%.
You know why that is happening? Because the government is borrowing internally, so people cannot access debt, cannot access funding from local banks. Are you surprised? No. Okay.
I'm telling you, you can't even. There's even no need to to place an opinion here. It's the numbers.
It's the numbers.
It is exactly what it is telling you. This one you cannot politicize.
Nope.
The numbers are telling you this is what it is,
and we know why we're finding it there. Anyway.
Kabiro's family seeks closure as Kenya's mission in Haiti ends. They want to know where their loved one is. Jacinta Wajiko, mother of slain police officer Benedict Kabiro, weeps as she speaks outside Jogel House in Nairobi yesterday. The last group of police officers deployed to Haiti for a peacekeeping mission returned home yesterday. 3 Kenyan police officers were killed during the mission, and one family is looking for help. They want to know where Benedict is.
Remember, it's the president who broke that news, eh?
Yes, nobody else was aware.
Yeah.
Children welfare during relocation case matters in terms of what happens to them. Of course, coming out of the courts. Athletes are urged to trademark brands to boost the economy. It's interesting. You know what? Sawe did what he did. First human being on the planet to run a marathon in sub 2. And then we saw a gentleman who was in the ice skating competition, who, when he asked for help to be able to move, before moving he didn't. But then suddenly when he did go and stood alone in the opening ceremony and raised the Kenyan flag high, and then went on to do amazing things, that's when everybody said, okay, he's Kenyan. Okay. That's what I think. I keep saying that sports is probably the most surefire way to put yourself on the map. So support is needed for all of these folks.
About it. We don't have ice here.
Cindy,
we don't have snow, but there's an individual who, out of his own way, goes out there and performs extremely well. What does that say about giving an opportunity to individuals who really want to succeed in sports? Just kidogo pesa to injecting here. True. We could actually empower athletes.
Well done. I see what you did. Well, there's that story on page 4. Economic survey dampens Ruto's promises of jobs and prosperity. And Warsame gets JSC nod to replace Ibrahim of the Supreme Court. Of course, we know that this is what happens, is that the JSC goes through the interview process and then they nominate an individual for this. It then goes to the president for the tick.
Yep.
And so that's probably what's going to happen next. Mudavadi and Wetangula meet Western MPs. Okay. It's the Speaker of the National Assembly.
Yep.
It's an apolitical position.
Yep.
So when this is happening, are you apolitical? Wetangula is the Speaker of the National Assembly, just in case anybody got it twisted. Mudavadi is the CS, he's a Prime Cabinet Secretary, as well as the CS Ministry of Foreign Affairs
also
and Diaspora Matters.
Political office.
Also, one that we are told that this position is you should be, engaging yourself with matters, policy, and
He even folded his pie.
Please, can we just, because we are enjoy. The opinion pages today are talking about why many young scholars are reluctant to read complex texts. I think the answer is right there. Complex. People don't want to go a little bit further. There's also sort of an opinion there by Edward Kipkalia, who says integrity is speed. What leaders can learn from Sawe's victory? Africa's fight against NCDs falters as donor funding continues to shrink. So NCDs, of course, are the non-communicable diseases, and we're looking at cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart issues here and there. But we're saying at the same time that there's no funding for it, so we can't handle it. Again, I hold my peace because it behoves us to say, what can we do with what we have? Into the business standard, there's just one story there that I want to look at really quickly. There are many stories there, but this one is interesting. Energy price surge to worsen Kenya's inflation. So the cost, it sounds like a no-brainer. The cost of energy is going up because of certain global factors. What that means is that it's going to worsen inflation, not just in Kenya. The World Bank has said this, but not just in Kenya. It's going to happen everywhere else. Now, tie this to the story that's on the Standard front page in terms of how the numbers don't lie. There are different factors that play here. But then also, these are this is the data that you would then use to then make decisions about the promises that you make. Because a lot of times you can infer from things like this. So should you at this point be talking about how your economy will definitely grow when these are the things that you're looking at? Perhaps those are things to think about.